What's the motherfucking deal? Let's see how this works. So let's see if the stream survives this evening. We will see what's shaking. Welcome to the Den, man. If you're not familiar with the Den is the best conversation on the internet. The reason why this is the best conversation on the internet is because of you people. What do you mean, you people? Yes, you people. Okay. And oh, be quiet, sweet berry. So, I'm going to talk about something that's been going on for the last few days, and been trying to figure out kind of what's going on with it. There's been a lot of news, a lot of information. It's almost so crazy that it is. What happened. And if you're not familiar, it's we're talking about Jeffrey E. I don't know if you can say the magic code word. Jeffrey Epstein, whatever. He was a financier, for those of you who don't know, who ran a very shady operation that involved a lot of big name individuals, a lot of folks that we may be well familiar with. And we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about, was it a conspiracy? Was it corruption? Or was it just consequences of a person's actions? I don't want to give Angela no pistachios. See, that's what I'm talking about. You give people an inch, they want to take them out. All right, all the bonus pistachios have been paid out. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. But again, let's see what we got joining us this evening, man. Let's get into some good conversation. Again, they say if you don't know, I'm your host, Ed Honcho. It is an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to be here with you guys this evening. Let's see what we have joining us, and then let's talk about it. I don't want to waste a whole lot of time on the line. We may go a little bit shorter tonight, maybe an hour and a half or so. So I won't spend a whole lot of time talking. I will open up the lines and let you guys voice your opinions on tonight's topic. Beyond the funny nigga, Miss Bell. The bell has rung Southern style. What's the motherfucking deal? Sourberry in the motherfucking house. Guard your nuts. Only one lie. What's the motherfucking deal? My second favorite New Yorker. Let me see. Cultured in the motherfucking house. What's the motherfucking deal? Hillary Reed in the house. What's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Jackie in the house. Jackie A, not Jackie O, but I like Jackie A better. Brother, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Jess Sarah in the motherfucking building. Shout out to Jess Sarah. How are you this evening? Let's see. Who else we got joining us tonight? See, people talk about you on CPT when the thing clearly said 10:30. They see people show up early and they say you're late. That's what kind of stuff is that. Dita Gamble, what's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to Dita Gamble, man. It's always good to see you. I've cracked the top 10, I see. Empress Yaya, how are you this evening? I hope all is well. And shout out to Miss Juicy Fruit too. Let's see. Make sure I ain't missing nobody. Look, if I miss you, I ain't dish you. It's all love. I know 335 in the motherfucking building. Shout out to the stenographer. Let me see. Dan the man in the motherfucking building. Shout out to Dan Strong. Adeline Johnson, what's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the den. I don't know if that's a new name, but if you're new, welcome to the den. We're all friends in the den. And let's see. Let me see. Toxic femininity sucks. What's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Bad Bougie. You always good to see Miss Bad Bougie. We may disagree on a couple of things, but I like Miss Bad Bougie. I like her mentality. Shout out to Miss Bad Bougie. Big M, Big Mexican in the building. Probably not on my top 10 list of favorite Mexicans, but he's all right. He's not so bad. Had a good call the other day. Kenesha S, what's the motherfucking deal? Rayno, what's the motherfucking deal? Mike Rock, what's the motherfucking deal? I don't know if Rayno reading. I don't please hope I ain't messed it up too bad. Let me see. Kathy Benny, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you. Heidi. Interesting. Very interesting. Heidi is here, so there's that. I love the Mexican. Stop the nonsense, Big M. I am a big fan of the Hispanics. I call all Hispanics Mexicans. I don't have time to figure out all the different nationalities. I almost probably got stabbed in my liver one time for that by a Honduran lady, but we're still friends. Let me see, like I said, Mike Rock, I don't know if I mentioned a shout out to Mike Rock. Female pimp is here. There's that. That's neither here nor there. But let's talk about it, man. Let's get into it, man. So let's talk about it. No, I don't prioritize. I mean, it's just so many Mexicans that I like. I can't count them all, so I can only think about 10 of them at a time. No. And Danny, MTZ, no, you're not in my top 10 list. You're not in my top 10 list of favorite Mexicans. Jeffrey Sear, what's the motherfucking deal? Marie Antoinette, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's get into the conversation, though. If I miss you, I ain't dishing. It's all love, man. It's all love. Everybody gets a little bit of shit talked about. So my thing is this, man. This guy, premium pedophile, did a lot of dirt over the years. I'm sure we only know a little bit. We only scratched the surface. And I mean, just had an elaborate operation. Connected to many political figures, many governors, politicians, presidents, presidential candidates. And we know that there's this magical term floating around called the Clinton body count. I found that extremely interesting. And it's funny how certain things appear and disappear off of Twitter, but it's supposed to be a free speech platform, right? Anyway, a lot of left-leaning organizations aren't really talking about this story. A lot of left-leaning organizations are saying, oh, it was a suicide. Well, there was an interview with a gentleman who spent a little bit of time in the same facilities as Mr. Jeff. Not while Mr. Jeff was there, but he was there, and he talked about how difficult it is to commit suicide in those facilities, especially being on suicide watch, and even in the facilities that are not, that they don't put you on suicide watch. But when you're on suicide watch, there are additional windows, you have someone who's monitoring you and things like that, but they say it's almost impossible. It's only a 8 or 9 foot roof. You don't have supplies that are sturdy enough to hang yourself, sheets of paper thin. And with this guy being about 200 plus pounds, that they wouldn't have held his body weight. So there's a lot of interesting stuff. Guy was on suicide watch for about 6 days. Then I think so 12, 13 days later, he ends up somehow hanging himself. The coroner does a report, says he needs more evidence. You're a coroner, professional death calculator, a person who figures out why are people dying, how do they die. You need more time to figure this whole situation out, right? Interesting. What has it been, about a week? Almost about a week or so since he's been dead? So I find that very interesting. They say that there's supposed to be when you're on suicide watch, that you see a psychiatrist, a jail psychiatrist, and they do a report on why they take you off suicide watch. The guards who were patrolling, for some reason they just weren't keeping time this evening that this took place. Also, there's no video. Why is there no video? I don't know if you've ever spent any time in a facility. And if you have, hopefully for nothing too major. And if you have, it is what it is. I'm not judging you. It's been a day or two here or there. They're watching everything. Like, they watch, I don't care if you're in your local city jail, in the drunk tank, anything. There are cameras everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere. There's no, let me be honest with you. There are corners in certain locations where, if you and another inmate have a situation, but these are generally like in bunks and things like that, where you have you have the ability to get into a scuffle or two if you have a problem that needs to be resolved. But generally, there, like I say, there's windows, there's guards. And again, not every facility is built the same, but with such high priority criminals as this and many others, there is evidence somewhere. Somebody knows something. A lot of people know something, they're not talking about it. So we're not going to get into it. Well, we are going to get into it. Because what I want to know is, we know, or personally I feel, I'm not going to say we know. I'm going to let everybody have their own personal opinions. I'm not here to influence anybody, but I'm stating the facts of what took place. So I also want to mention a situation with him being involved with Trump. Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago for, involving himself with a underage young lady, or harassing her. Then I want to say in like 2002, he talked about, they had an interview where he talked about Epstein, and he said that, he liked Epstein, but he's like, he has a bunch of pretty women around him, but he likes them kind of young. But other than that, he was a good guy. So I don't know how young. I don't know what Trump did or didn't know at that point, but obviously Trump was not too keen on him because a couple of years later, like I said, he kicked him out of, Mar-a-Lago. Now, Epstein had some issues in Florida where he was charged with something, and I'm not sure if it was in Florida where he served 13 months, but basically was on 12-hour work leave, and he was in a special part of the, so he basically didn't do any time. They said he did, but he basically didn't, and he's a convicted sex offender and all of these things. I mean, lots of evidence showing this. Now, how he made his money, extremely interesting, because he was gifted a very expensive mansion. I wish I had friends like that. It'd be a fucking $1 million mansion for nothing. I need to make better friends. He was, I want to say in the 70s, he started out in finance. And in a matter of, about 6 years, he went from, working in finance to owning his own partnership, which is amazing. That is amazing. You gotta be A1 with it. But they said one of his biggest clients was the guy who owns L Brands, which is like Victoria's Secret, Bath and Body Works, and a couple other venues like that. So I'm sure that he was connected to this guy. Whoever owned Victoria's Secret, I'm sure they probably liked a certain type of woman, especially in the model thing. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, linked to a few governors. I should have really took some notes here. I'm just trying to go off of, what I recall. But they had a magic little island where a lot of people like to go. Clinton flew on his jet a few times and went to this little island where he took underage girls there to be involved with older men and sometimes older women. There's a British socialite who a lot of people, I can't pronounce her name, who was saying something about she was going to go underground. I believe she had some involvement in it. We've talked about the Clintons and their possible involvement in it. Like I said, it's a very sketchy story. And I say all this because apparently some people are about to get indicted or, not indicted, what's the word I'm looking for? When they ask you they bring you in to ask you some questions, subpoenaed. And to ask for questions, very powerful people are about to get subpoenaed. But now he's a dead man, so the case doesn't even matter anymore, right? Now that he's a dead man, you don't have to worry about talking to these people. But FBI has been called in to investigate. There's some questions for the Federal Bureau of Prisons. There's a lot of questions going on. And I think that this whole thing is going to get a little bit more interesting. And they were saying that this guy in his house, he had, a gang of hidden cameras, security cameras and things like this have been raided multiple times. And I believe on one of those raids they found a safe. And in this safe, they had a lot of documented encounters with certain powerful people with young women. So I think it's going to be very intriguing to see how this all plays out. But it makes you ask a few questions. It's not even just about him. He's a disgusting old pervert, and he would recruit. He was getting his R. Kelly on, but I'm pretty sure he's far worse than R. Kelly. And R. Kelly is still allegations. This guy is proven. Sending flowers to girls in high schools, coded language. He had recruiters, women recruiting, had other young girls recruiting. A lot of questionable stuff. And they would come off as masseuses. He would say that for massage, he would pay them money, then he would fond them and do all kind of things while they were there to have to under the guise of being offering massages. That's how it always starts. So my thing is this, man. Epstein is a disgusting, sick man. What about all the people that are tied into the situation? What about all the people who were tied into everything else that was going on here, right? Because I have questions. And what does that say about some of the most powerful people in this country, how sick they really are, right? It makes you question, it makes you want to know, it makes you wonder what is still going on. Cartier must have motherfucking be. How are you this evening? So, like I said, I'm not going to speak for very long. I'm going to open up the line. I want to talk about what you guys know, what you guys think about it, and we'll have some discussions because, again, the den is about the people. The people must be heard. So, give me just a second. I will open up the line. I will take some of your thoughts. And I don't want to hear any more fussing about early bird pistachio. So, you got all your damn pistachios, all that fussing and shit. I don't want to hear no more about it. Don't forget to get your votes in for the best chat troll. That is this week's nomination. That's what we're voting on this week. So make sure you get your votes in. Some of you have already got your votes in. Some of you don't get to vote anymore. So whoever you vote for, if I confirm it, if you're doing 2 or 3, 4 different votes, you're gonna get whoever you vote for first. That's what's getting written down in the book. That's what's staying as is. I guess let me put the number up here so those of you who may be new, those of you who may, I guess you might as well say the Denline in your damn phone. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you got to call, man. You know you got to call the 833-284-3336 if you want to call the den. Remember, we're all friends in the den. Usually, I think there's some racism in the den. I think there's signs of racism in the den. Hey man, if you want to get you the Honcho is my homie shirt, I would love for you to rock. I would love for you to wear a Honcho is my homie shirt. And no, that's the wrong button I pushed, but there's that. We'll get back to it. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
You know it's Belle, and I'm going to do the early bird special.
Already, Miss Belle. So how do you feel about this gentleman, Mr. Epstein, his questionable beginnings and his sketchy behavior, and now the questionable details around his death? I mean, what do you feel about this situation?
Mixed. I don't know a lot about it because I only came into it like after he had actually passed away. I didn't know who the hell he was beforehand. I only found out about it like when it hit the media like it did. So I'm finding out pretty much like most other people are. I don't think it's cool that you took your own life because it's kind of a pussy way out, to be honest with you. He did the crime, do the freaking time, you know? I mean, it's bad enough we pay to keep him alive, so in that sense, he did us a favor and kept him off the federal payroll. But as far as what he did, he's a jerk. He's a loser. You can't say anything nice about somebody that's a pedophile if it's proven. You know, it's one thing if you speculate, it's another thing if it's proven. I was kind of surprised he hadn't been taken out before that, to be honest with you, because most pedophiles don't do well in prison to begin with anyway. I don't even know if today's day and age they still have a code of conduct. Back in the old days, they used to have like an echelon of, you know, criminals, and pedophiles were always at the bottom of the echelon. They were scum.
Yes.
And that's pretty much how I feel about it. I find it to be interesting, though, is that in somehow this is another person who has been untethered to Trump, though. I mean, like you said, he was let go or he was pushed away from the Florida estates and properties like that years ago. But he's still another person that's connected to Trump that has had some sexual issues. That's the thing I find to be interesting. It's a very light part, but I do find that to be interesting. By the way, I'm going to backtrack this a little bit and let you know that Sweetberry and I voted in the last raffle, and nothing came about. So I'm sticking up for both of us.
Now, Sweetberry has to call in for herself if she wants to. If she wants her own pistachio, she's gonna stick up for herself.
I'm just telling you, I had her back on the second one. I voted on the first one, and there was nothing. So for some reason, the raffle's broken right now. I'm just letting you know. And I did go back to look about the reparations for the 50,000 pistachios, And even Rashida got them. So I'm putting that out there because I was looking for mine to make sure I got mine, and she was bitching about it, but she got hers. So it's not, I'm not, what do y'all say? I'm not snitching. I'm just making it real that I saw it in black and white. Because if you go back through the logs, because that was a big breakup that we had the last time we had the podcast. And so I just want to make sure I got my 1,000, but I also got the other ones too. You know, I don't call anybody on shit that is not owed to me, but if you owe it to me, I'll be damned if I'm not going to get mine. But I don't push for more than what's owed to me because you know what? Karma's going to come around and get my ass somehow, so I just let the rest go. And that's just how I roll. How everybody else does, that's fine. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not sure where to go with that because I think pedophiles are just the lowest scum on earth. And for anybody to take advantage of a child is fucked up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, especially a grown ass man, and from what I'm hearing through the news feeds is that there was a lot of it. Now the other thing is, and this is just going way out in the left field, this is not anything with concrete, but just something that came up and thought, with him having that rich backing, I know that partnership is based on billable hours. That I do know. And if he's got big corporate bigwigs behind him, that probably shoot him in for a partnership. However, through watching many television programs and being the age that I'm at, is that there is an underground pedophile, I don't want to call it a club, but just there's underground, you know, black market pedophile crap that goes on. And if he had any weight in that, that's what some of that would have come from as well, because he was also charged with child trafficking too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what was going on in Florida. You know, and he was in Club Fed, so like you said, it wasn't hard time, but it was still confinement. Not sure where else to go with that. So, you got anything else for me?
No. So, do you think with all those political connections, though, and him having some evidence on certain, do you think that there was any foul play involved?
I think it was kind of a juxtaposition. I think that with all the media coming down on him, and it was one day after, it was actually 24 hours after they had lifted the suicide watch from him. And like you said, I thought it was interesting as well that there were no cameras. But if I'm not mistaken, there can't be any actual cameras in the cells because that violates right to privacy. As bad as that is, they still technically have a right to privacy. Don't ask me how they deserve it, but it's an entitlement thing. So that's probably why they didn't have the cameras in there. But him being on suicide watch before that, I was kind of surprised that he hadn't been taken out. So I'm not really surprised. And maybe ultimately he couldn't live with it all, finally came down on him like a bag of shit like he was, and he just couldn't take it anymore. I don't have any answers for why he did it. I'm just surprised that he lasted as long as he did. And it's sad that a life was lost, but he wasn't worth much the way he treated human beings.
Yeah, absolutely. Give a shit. Okay. I don't think I have anything else outside of that. Anything?
All right.
Okay.
Now let's get Sweetberry to call in. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. If Sweetberry wants those raffle pistachios, she definitely has to call in. I'll put another deal on the table. If Sweetberry calls in, that's a lot of people to give pistachios to. If Sweetberry calls in, I will issue another bonus. I'm not sure how many pistachios yet, but if Sweetberry calls in, I will give the Den folk another bonus of some sort. I'll figure out how much. We'll come up with an idea.
All right, girl, it's on you.
All right. Thank you for calling.
I'm out.
All right. I appreciate
All
you calling.
right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Shout out to Dan Strongman. I appreciate you showing some love. And I got your vote. I got you. I want to let you know if you vote in the chat, because there's so much going on in the chat sometimes. I may miss votes. I will let you know. The vote only counts for I confirm it. And I'm assuming, Big M, are you voting for Heidi, or are you just having random conversations with Cortana? I don't know if that was a confirmed vote or not. If you're voting for someone, you have to say, I vote for so-and-so. That way there's no disputing it. There's no people saying, oh, you're playing favorites or you're doing this and alleging that I'm tampering in the elections. Shame. I know y'all's name. What's the other thing? He said, one thing for sure, man, a lot of powerful people are relieving it. And I agree. And that's the fucked up part about it, because I think there are a lot of people with some heavy political influence that are, feeling like, well, we're off the hook. So we'll see what happens with this. We'll see what happens with this FBI investigation, too, because I think that's actually going to be pretty interesting. What's the motherfucking deal that we have calling into the den this evening?
What'd be so funny, Honcho?
I don't know who it is. I don't know who calls into the den. There's a purpose. The reason why I ask is that way, if somebody is new,
who it is.
But if somebody's new to the den,
who it is, Ed.
But what I'm saying is,
who
somebody is new to
Ed?
the den. Okay, if somebody say someone new comes to the den, and you call in, and they're like, "Well, who is this person calling?" It's a way for someone to associate your voice with your name, and then when y'all correspond in the chat,
rise up, Ed. How about that, Ed? Rise up.
I should have seen. Just like they should have kept Epstein on suicide watch, I should have kept you on rise up block just in case you did it again. I shouldn't have let you off. Trying to think that you was gonna act right, but apparently. And I saw those messages you sent, and I am not a racist.
Ed, be quiet so I can talk, Ed.
No,
Ed,
I'm not. I'm gonna use your whole 10 minutes.
It's my turn to talk, Ed.
I'm using your whole 10 minutes, and then I'm saying, oh, well, that's your time. What is it, Angela?
Listen, that man ain't killed his goddamn self. I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did. Let me tell you something. That man got some high, powerful names in his head that he could have named. I'm just saying. We talking about a whole ranch. Huh?
Do you think he was really going to talk?
No, he wasn't going to talk, but they weren't going to take a chance on him. He probably tried to beg him, like, I ain't going to say nothing. I ain't going to say nothing, please, God. Shit, they weren't going to take that chance. Because when I say powerful, I'm talking about powerful. Look who got caught in Florida. Okay, I ain't going to say look who got caught in Florida. Look who almost got caught in Florida.
Who almost got caught in Florida?
Okay, we talking about the president.
How did he almost get caught in Florida?
How did he
almost get caught in Florida?
Suck ass, cheating ass, fuck ass.
But what I'm saying is, how did he almost get caught in Florida? What evidence do you have of that?
Guarantee you. Okay, Honcho, come on now. We talking about this day and age. It was something somewhere. That he could have produced. And you know what? Probably still will come out. Because, see, they didn't think about that trailer park cousin he had that he probably trusted the shit with. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it's still going to come out. Maybe not. But that man did not... If that man was going to commit suicide, he had plenty of time. He knew he was about to be arrested before he was about to be arrested. He knew this. He knew what they were doing. So why he didn't kill himself before he even got arrested? So can you answer me that?
But my thing is this.
Riddle me that.
My thing is this, okay? My thing is this. If he had something on Trump, is what you're alluding to, why did Trump kick him off of his property for the behaviors that he would have allegedly, been involved in? Because Trump kicked him out of his residence in Florida because he was harassing an underage young lady, and there's evidence of that. So why?
I'm not no rich, dirty, nasty white man, so I can't answer that. But what I'm saying is we're not stupid.
But you're assuming that there's evidence on it. You're assuming that there's evidence on it.
No, I'm not. I'm not. It's theories. Everybody has theories about a lot of things. It's just mine. Everyone has theories. It's just mine, okay? And the reason why this is my theory is because of what's been going on. Like, I've been paying, like, some people have been just, like, if it comes right then they try to research and look at that. But some things I've been on for a long time, it's just not just, you have great topics, Honcho. You really do. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, God, I can't believe he's doing that because I can't do some of the topics you do. And there's some other channel holders that have, great context too. And I'm into certain things, and just certain things just come together once you, like, oh, I remember this and I remember that. And, well, what about when this came out? You pay certain details to certain shit. Can't tell you right now, but I can get it together if you want me to draw up a whole thesis and report.
Yeah,
But
I want a thesis.
I mean,
I want the board with the strings
I
connected
do.
people. I want all that shit.
They was talking about Epstein years ago. Somebody tried to say this years ago, and you know what? You could just put it in YouTube, and you'll see a video from like 5 years ago, 6 years ago about Epstein and these girls. Like, seriously. So, I'm saying he may have been killed, or he may have killed himself. I'm not saying either way. Either way it goes, the man was gonna go before anything came out. If he did it himself, or if somebody else did, the man was gonna go. So, I mean, and it's just, I'm glad, I'm happy that stuff like this is being exposed. Regardless of what everybody have in their theories, pieces, what's going on, I'm just glad that ranch was exposed. Because can you imagine how many girls, how many little girls, how many women has went through there, has went through hell, has went through torture? So regardless of what the outcome is, it's exposed. Even if nobody gets time for it or whatever, it's exposed. They can never use that again. That's my take on it. So it's time to find the rest of them, because there's several more out there.
Yeah, I agree. So do you think that the FBI investigation is going to lead to some powerful people getting arrested, or do you think it's going to get brushed under the rug?
What'd you say?
So do you believe that the FBI investigation that William Barr set forth, do you think that's going to find some of these other players, or do you think it's all going to get brushed under the rug?
Okay, listen. So everybody might not agree with my theory. I'm just a conspiracist. I mean, the FBI and CIA and everybody been knowing about this stuff. They've been knowing about it. It's just that now you got a whole different type of breed of people coming up and entering these FBIs and these CIAs, and they exposing this stuff. But they are a big part of, how can you move anything? Okay, how can you move drugs? How can you move people, whole people now? How can you move anything? How can you move anything from the United States without the government knowing? No matter what part of it. That's just me. People may not believe that. That's fine. But you cannot move anything in and out of this country without some form of the government knowing. That's my thing. So it's just that now you got the LGBT, CDA, LG, HIJK. Like, you have different people that's getting in charge now, so this stuff is being exposed. This stuff been going on for years. This stuff been going on before you or I was born. It's just now, it's just a whole different ballpark. That's just my take. Everybody might have a different take. That's fine. That's just my take on it. That's why it's being exposed. But this stuff been going on for years, and if somebody, please tell me it hasn't. Show me where it has not been going on for years. Where young women, young girls, mostly women, I'm not saying boys, because these days it's a lot of boys too, but tell me where women have not been traded in sex for before we were born, before we were thought about, before our parents were thought about. It's just now it's being exposed. That's the only difference. That man ain't young. That ranch was there before him. Come on now.
So you think he just took
Nobody
over?
else will go back to that ranch. Nobody else will go back because now it's exposed. Once they expose them, that's what's going to slow it down. but it'll never stop.
Interesting.
Women will always be bought, sold, and traded. Always.
Okay. Interesting. So.
But that's my take on it.
No, I mean, never mind. I had a question, but I'm gonna save that. I'll save it.
Okay, that's cool. I'll let somebody else call in. That's my take on it.
All right. Well, appreciate you calling in, Miss Meat, and I am not a racist. If I apply standards equally across the board, it's not considered racist.
All right, rise up. Always, all the time. Rise the fuck up. Rise up. Good night.
Oh, man, when she said I was trying to hang up on her ass, and I had a different screen on it, so I couldn't get to the hang up button fast enough. God damn it. Okay, so I've gotten, like I said, I've confirmed Dan's vote. I've confirmed the vote via the Denline. Balin, that ain't no new rumor. We said that in February. We said that was confirmed when he got the franchise tag put on. I'm telling you, the Texans be lying like that. What anyway, we'll talk about it tomorrow. I got some sauce for y'all tomorrow. Shannon won the worst caller vote. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling into the den this evening?
Hey, what's up? It's Dan, man.
Dan, the man. What's the motherfucking deal, Dan? What are your thoughts on this, Dan? This whole Epstein situation.
I think it shows us how the world's really run. Like the previous caller, was that Sweetberry that I just called?
No, that was Angela, aka Miss Meat.
Oh, okay, yeah, Miss Angela, yeah, she was on point about that. It's been going on for years, and most has been young women. I'm pretty sure. Well, it's become more apparent now. A lot of young men are being abused and trafficked and all this other heinous shit. But here's the funny thing: I was never a conspiracy theorist until a few years ago. And there's these things called blind items that I became aware of a few years ago. And blind items are basically like insiders in Hollywood and Washington. They post these items. They don't say the person's name, but they give like a vague description of who this person is. And they were caught doing this night, or they were doing this. Mostly it's all a bunch of drama shit and, a bunch of catty gossip. But there's been some really serious items which are coming true now. Like Ms. Meat said, it's been going on for years. There is rumors about Kevin Spacey, Bryan Singer, a bunch of Hollywood actors and directors and stuff like that about how they would be messing with young men and all this other evil shit. Maybe some of the people you see on TV. Some of these child actors who were constantly abused as kids. Corey Feldman and Corey Haim. Corey Feldman is going to expose them, but you got to give him $1 million, which is fucked up, though. Just expose them. But the problem is they get sued to hell, confidentiality agreements and all that other bullshit. But it's coming true now, because I just checked before I called it when I saw what the topic was. I was looking up on Jeffrey Epstein and Blind Items. He popped up on there a lot as like a big time financier of these trips. And then his island that he had, this is like worse than R. Kelly's perverted ass. This is way worse, but R. Kelly needs to go to hell too for that shit. I mean, I don't care if he sung Ignition Remix. I love that song, but I don't give a fuck. He's a freak, We can't. And Kevin Spacey, he was one of my favorite actors of all time. Did The Usual Suspects, LA Confidential. I used to fuck with House Cartel. That was one of my favorite shows. Yeah. But I can't defend that shit. I can't defend anyone about this shit, man. And a lot of very powerful people, they're sitting there smoking their cigars and drinking their 100-year age whiskey, saying, "Woo! Well, thank God that's over." You know how he died. I don't know. Did someone kill him? I don't know. I ain't worried about it. Shit, fuck it. But now the thing is, there's so much like obfuscation about how this man died. Supposedly he hung himself with some thin-ass sheets. His moved off Suicide Watch, a week before this happened. It's just, and then there's experts that's saying that like even if he went on Suicide Watch, he should have been watched 24/7, given like the nature of his crimes and things like that. The fact that he wasn't, it's insane. It's insane. So I don't want to jump to that conspiracy theory thing, but I mean, it's just, and I honestly don't think this man killed himself because he's been doing fuck shit for decades. He's a 60-something-year-old man. All of a sudden, he gets such a guilty conscience now about what he's done. He's been molesting little girls for years, and he had documents and videos of all this shit. So who else benefited? I want to see some of these names pop up, and they say the shit about the FBI and they're gonna do an investigation into it. Okay, all right. I'll believe that shit when I see it. I bet it'll amount to fucking nothing. I guarantee you that. It's just a show. Now, when Trump tweeted out the whole Clinton body count thing, I don't think that was wise in this part because there's videos of him like hanging out with Epstein. Now, it has been said that he booted Epstein from like his premises. He don't fuck with him no more. You know, they put that out there, and that's smart on his part. But he needs to be very careful about how he inches forward with this because I don't know if there's actually a list of all the donations that Epstein made over the years to dozens of political candidates. Some people took $1,000, $2,000. Some people returned the money. Some people got as much as $50,000. Actually, the Democratic Party returned $10,000. Well, smart on their part, given his history. And this is like in the 90s and 2000s and whatnot. So this man had figures in everything because he was a multi-millionaire, you know, by basically fucking people over. So, and then he's fucking little kids. It's very angering that this is gonna go nowhere. I'm sure it's not gonna go nowhere. And yeah. How convenient was the cameras were working when he died? The Sweet Bear is absolutely right. Now the cameras stopped working. That's amazing. This shit just stinks, man. It stinks. It stinks. I don't know what to say else about that. The shit stinks. It's doo-doo. That's it.
I agree. Yeah, and I agree with you too. That I think ultimately it's not going to go anywhere because that investigation is it'll start off maybe on the right track if they do, and then there's going to be a couple of names that pop up that they're going to have to what is it called, redact, and there's going to be a lot of blacked out information that they don't want. I mean, and I think it's eventually going to hit a dead wall, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I don't think we'll hear too much more about it.
Yeah. The redacted information. Yeah, I see some. Like they still don't have the information of who killed Kennedy, wasn't there 51. That's all redacted. It was like you'll see it 100 years from now when everyone's dead. No, I mean it's all bullshit, man. But those blind items. See, I thought a lot of that was bullshit. What I was talking about earlier, but a lot of shit's coming true now about these directors and shit like that. And there's people now. I think, but yeah, you're right, Honcho. What's gonna happen is they're gonna throw out a few sacrificial lambs. You know, a politician there, some famous motherfuckers. You know, you gotta give the people something to be angry about, to yell about. And then it's going to die off. And then this next election is going to come up, and everyone's going to be focusing their attention on that. And all the people that this man had on his island, fucking and sucking little kids, this is insane. How do you do? I don't understand how rich people can be involved in some of the most sick shit ever. You are rich. You can go buy a man or woman, a grown man or woman willingly, find dime pieces and you know, whatever you like. But you ain't got to be enticing little kids and runaways. This shit is sick, man.
I agree. What do you think this is? Do you think there's any correlation to some of these people, like Epstein, and some of the ties that he had with another person who was heavy in the Democratic donations? What was his name? Ed Buck. You know, there's been a few.
Oh, Ed Buck freak ass.
Yeah.
You know what? It's very possible. See, Ed Buck like little boys, go like young men, though, especially young black men. That's why 2 of them died in his house from meth overdose. And drugs into these dumb motherfuckers. And I'm glad you mentioned that. There's actually another YouTuber, besides Jamie Deluxe I mentioned. His name is Walter Hampton II. He's out of Atlanta. He's a gay black man. And, bro, like, he just goes in. He actually did a few videos about Ed Buck. He did a video when the first young man died. He basically went in on the young man being stupid and selling himself to this guy. And then when another guy died, he said, like, nothing going to happen, and nothing did happen. They dropped the charges, you know. You basically injected these young men with drugs to the point of overdose. And nothing happens to this man. And then, you know what, he's a big-time Democratic donator, too. I think he donated a bit to Hillary's run in 2016. But ain't shit going to happen. He got 2 bodies on him. Ain't no one touch him, and no one's gonna touch him. And he's been smoking meth for the past 30 years. Ain't no one gonna touch these people, man. They're too powerful. They got too much dirt on people. Because this is what's gonna happen. You either don't want to do anything because you don't want to be Jeffrey Epstein, or you want the motherfuckers on camera fucking little boys in the ass. That's what they're doing. Yeah. I'm just keeping it real, bro. They are fucking little kids. This is disgusting. These people deserve to die. And I'm not religious, but I hope there's a hell. Because they need to have a fucking first-class seat. And that's it. That's it. I don't know what else to say, man.
And that's my thing, man. I don't understand because I was talking about this the other day when we were something about I think modest. I'm like, I don't even like it. No offense to some of you ladies who might not be as voluptuous. I don't even like women with without assets. You know what I mean? Because it's just so I don't understand how motherfuckers like go and involve themselves with little kids and it's just like the shit is fucking disgusting. Like. Again, because I think like I don't know. It's like a lack of development. I don't know. And again, different people develop differently, and yes, they're adult, but I'm not gonna get into technicalities. But I just don't understand like what kind of perversion is going on. Like, is it the money that's corrupting people? I don't want to believe that. Like, is it the power more so that's corrupting people? Is it some type of perverted ceremony? Because they were talking about on that island that there's some kind of weird what's the not esoteric, but like weird shit. Yeah, but it's just it's crazy, man. So, I mean, what do you think? Is it some? Do you think there's like something that, like you said, you weren't a conspiracy theorist before, but do you think that's someone wanted to get into that circle that you got to involve yourself into some of that weird shit?
I guess so. I mean, I don't know. He said they want immortality. I mean, look, everyone's going to die one day. I wish people would just accept that. No one is invincible. Everyone is going to die one day. That is a fact. No matter how much money you have, no matter how much shit you did, either good or bad, that people remember, you're going to die one day. So accept that. And the most important thing is what you're known as when you go to your family, friends, and just the people in general. And Jeffrey Epstein, he's known as a millionaire, a power maker, but what he's mainly going to be known as a fucking child molester who died in prison. That's what people remember him as. Now, some people don't care because they're dead, but me, I care about what I'm going to be known as. So that's why I don't engage in fuckery. But then again, I have no attraction towards kids. And I don't know why. It must be a combination of things. There's actually some sort of a movement nowadays to kind of legalize pedophilia, to make it more acceptable. Yeah. And that's frightening because I got 2 nephews and a niece. I'm a killer nigga if one of them touches my kids. This is real shit. They ain't my kids, but I call them my babies because they're my babies. And it frightens me that they're going to come to this world with all these fucking degenerates, these teachers out here fucking kids, just all types of shit. I don't even know what to say about that, man. I'm scared. I really am scared. Nambla.
Yeah, I mean that's part of my reason. And people say whatever one that I at this point, like I said, I don't have. I mean, I have various reasons, but multiple reasons. But at this point, that's why I say I have no interest in having children. Like I say, we got the little one, and I treat her like mine, and I love her no differently. But if something was to happen, it would be slow and painful for somebody. It would definitely be on some law-abiding citizen type shit. Like there's no way you're gonna suffer because honestly, I think death is too nice of a outcome for some people, especially because people I'll shoot them out this. Well, you kill them quick. They don't even know what happened. Like some people need to suffer. And I firmly believe in that. I hate to say it sounds like, oh God, Honcho, you sound terrible. Some people, for the things that they do, they need to suffer, be able to marinate on it. That's why sometimes, hey, a life sentence may be better than a death sentence. Let them suffer for everything that they've done. But, that's just kind of my opinion on that.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, see, like I said, I'm not religious, so I don't know if there's a hell or heaven. I honestly don't know. But we got to make sure these people pay now. I don't want to rely on the possibility of them going to hell for eternity. But here's the thing about that, and I don't mean to get on a tangent. If this person asks for forgiveness by their Lord and Savior, whoever that might be Jesus, might be Allah, might be Muhammad, I mean, whoever, then guess what? They're absolved of their sins. And all the fuck shit they did here is not going to matter because in the afterlife, they'll be with their God for all eternity and they won't suffer. So they need to pay now. Yeah. And if that means life in prison, cool. If that means, that means like now I'm fine with like mob violence. I honestly am, but I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes people are wrong, and innocent people suffer for that. So you have to be very, very careful about that. You need proper evidence before you engage in anything like that. Now with Jeffrey Epstein, we have evidence, but I mean, too late now. He's dead. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but yeah, man, the Blind Atoms, man, that's some real shit, bro. I thought it was bullshit. Like they even talking about Charlie Sheen's freak out. Charlie Sheen is a fucking degenerate. Just saying. I mean, there are a lot of people you hear about now. Charlie Sheen giving broads HIV. He's been doing that shit for years, bro. He's a dirty motherfucker. The only reason he came clean because he was tired of paying out all the money to it, all the money to all the people he gave HIV to. That's it. And there's a lot of people giving HIV shit going around too. And I don't know why you motherfuckers ain't using protection, women and men. Y'all put your genitals on a roulette table or playing craps with your dick. Be careful. that's just another side note. But Jeffrey Epstein, a lot of people going to sleep good tonight. That's it, man. I mean, they don't get away. They're gonna be like 2 or 3 or 4 motherfuckers that's going, he's gonna be the sacrificial lamb. But other than that, man, it's just regularly scheduled programming, man. And then when the election comes around, everyone's gonna be worried about that. Trump's gonna, he's gonna, call the Democrats on the shit he's been calling them out, and the Democrats gonna come back on him and being supposed racist, supposed sexist, and all this other shit. And it's gonna be another media circus. That's it. It's all bullshit. So you gotta take care of you and yours. But I think that's it for me tonight, man. I think that's it, man. I just wanted to call in and just drop people's knowledge about those blind items, because that was really on my mind about the blind items, because there's a lot of shit in there that's coming true now. And Ed Buck, man. Oh God, boy, some of these old, and I'm not racist, right? Well, I am racist. I'll be honest about that. There's some people I don't like. First of all, if I have issues with black people, first and foremost. But some of these rich old white guys, man, just I don't know what to say about that. Just perverted shit, bro. I don't know, but I don't know, man. Yeah, man. I don't know.
I agree. I see nothing wrong with what you say, Dan.
It's all good, Honcho, man. But you got anything else for me, man?
Quick thing, because you mentioned the Charlie Sheen HIV thing, and I know in California recently, and it's what made me kind of think correlate to that they made it to where giving someone HIV is no longer like a felony. It's basically like I don't know if it's even a misdemeanor.
It's a misdemeanor. Yeah, they did that shit.
So do you think that has some connection to it with the Charlie Sheen thing to that? Do you think there's a connection between that?
Oh, I think it's the large gay community here, because HIV ran rampant in the 80s, and a lot of people who somehow survived that whole fiasco of the gay community, that they have HIV now. And there's some very irresponsible people here, honestly. And I haven't fucked anyone in California, and I'm not going to. Fuck that. So the thing is, I think just a lot of people, they want to get away with murder, because that is essentially murder. You're giving someone a life-threatening disease. Yeah, I mean, it will take your life. If you see some of the videos of some of the sufferers of AIDS back in the 1980s, it is sad, man. Back when no one knew what the hell it was and all the other stuff, it's sad. And the fact that this disease is still running rampant now, after all the chaos it caused in the gay community and the black community, there are some very selfish people here. And that's why laws like that are passed. They want to frame it underneath the, we don't want to shame people with HIV. Well, if you get HIV and you're not ashamed, then you need to come clean with the person you gave it to. Exactly. I mean, that you want to be with. Let them know, hey, I have HIV, but I'm taking these drugs. See, some people don't want to take drugs either. There's actually a story I heard recently. There's some guy, and this is on the East Coast, actually, if I'm correct. This dude who sleeping with his girlfriend's child. Once again, mom's boyfriend, doing some fuck shit. Yeah. This man clearly had a disease. He had these facial lesions and shit. But somehow this man was able to give this young girl HIV, or young boy, I think it was a young girl. And I mean, she's like underage of 10, if I'm correct. And, people like that need to get murdered. Like, this man needs to die and need to burn his blood on high-intensity fire so he doesn't give it to anyone else. And it's people like that is who these laws hurt, these children. That's who these laws hurt. That shit is frightening. This man gave this child HIV, and he's not the only one. I know there's some teacher who gave a little boy HIV. I believe in Georgia, because I think Walt Hampton did a video on that too. This shit is scary. People out here are fucking monsters. Just like Epstein. So I'm back to Epstein. Okay. Just like Epstein, and he's dead now. But all the other monsters that he protected, that he was out fucking little girls with, they're going to run away. It's going to be unavenged. Nothing's going to happen to them. Back to regularly scheduled programming. The game is the game. That's it.
I agree. All right, Dan, man. I appreciate you calling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm depressed now. I think I'm going to go to bed.
Well, sorry about that, man. But I appreciate it, man.
Oh, no, this is called real talk, man. You got to be honest. We got to keep it real, bro. That's what you're doing, man. So I appreciate it, Honcho, man. Love the platform. I donate when I can. Dan, have a good night. Do what you got to do, man.
All right, man. Shout out to Dan the man.
All right, now.
All right. And for the record, those of you in the chat, Dan is a black man. Okay? Saying all this other stuff. Dan is a black man. Okay? What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have called into the den this evening? Sorry about your ears, whoever caught the ringing. Who we got calling in tonight?
Hey, it's toxic femininity sucks.
Toxic femininity sucks. What's on your mind, man? How you feeling about this topic tonight, man?
Hey, can you hear me? I can't hear you that good.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. I'm also known as Skip Bayless's a cross-dresser and Dusty Nuts.
Oh, Dusty Nuts. Okay.
Yeah.
OG Dusty Nuts. Okay, what's happening, man?
Shit, man, I wanted to call in real quick because I was unaware that people didn't know that this pedophile shit and this pederasty shit is a normal thing for rich people. So it's not just Jeffrey Epstein. It's anybody that has a lot of fucking money and is on that side of things, right? So your actors, even your athletes, and then of course your politicians. I didn't even think anybody thought that this dude actually killed himself.
Yeah,
I didn't know people actually believe that.
Yeah, no, there's no way. To me, in my opinion, like I said, I'm not even super big on a lot of the stuff, but this is just, there's too many loose ends, too many questionable situations involved in this one occurrence to not believe, to believe that he killed himself. There's no way. I mean, he didn't have the tools necessarily to do so, the timing of everything, the connections that he had. It's just too questionable.
Yeah, I mean, and it should have been too fishy, but these rumors about this dude have been floating around for decades. And everybody involved with them, including the Clintons, but it's not limited to them. But these dudes are perverts, and women, they're all perverts. So they'll fuck anything. It's not just little kids. They'll fuck each other, they'll fuck animals, they'll fuck anything, because that's the God they serve. They serve the God Pan. And Pan is a pansexual. That's where they get that word from. I don't know if you've heard the homosexual community has been using that ad hominem to describe themselves as pansexuals. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, I've heard it here and there. So it's always kind of,
Yeah.
I didn't know the origin, but I just knew that when I saw that, I'm like, okay, well, they're into some weird shit. Don't fool with those kind of people.
That's where it comes from, is the god Pan. And Pan is also the god of entertainment and winery and of course, pederasty. That's where you get even the origin of Peter Pan. It's a cross between the god of ancient Kemah named Ptah and then the Greek god Pan. And you have Peter Pan, and that's why he leads the Lost Boys, because he's a pervert and he's a pansexual and he fucks kids. And that's what all these a lot of these people do, and that's what they got to do to get to the levels that they're at. But I thought it was common knowledge that, like, kids in the Hollywood industry were getting passed around from producer to producer and actor and actress and whoever.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was something people didn't understand.
Man, you actually, that Peter Pan thing, wow, that's a new one. I never heard that one. That's pretty interesting. I have to look into that. But wow, that's crazy. It's funny when you really look into things, how many underlying ties that there are to a lot of this occult belief and shit.
Yeah, well, the whole country is founded on an occult belief. You know, we claim to be a Christian society, but if you just look at the name of our capital, it's the District of Columbia. Columbia is actually a goddess, and it's the mother goddess, and that's why we have the Statue of Liberty. And that's why when you see, like, anything from the production company Columbia, if you notice, the logo for Columbia is very similar to the Statue of Liberty. And so that's really the god of this country. But the reason why all these rich people end up fucking with kids and fucking each other and being pansexuals, and a pansexual means they'll fuck anything. The reason you always hear those rumors, you always have and you always will, because that's who they serve. Because what they want is here on this earth. They want money and fame and stuff like that, and that stuff is here on this earth, and that's what they get promised on this earth. And from the last caller, I mean, obviously I have no tangible evidence to give anybody, but there is a heaven and a hell. right? And so they'll have to deal with it. They'll have to deal with the decisions that they make. But once you can see that it's a spiritual problem, then things will start to make more sense. Because that's what it is. It's a spiritual problem.
That's the thing. Now I have to do some looking into some things after the deal. So I don't know, like, and this is something I kind of want to mention. I just thought about it because, see, here there was a lot of allegations, and I'm not trying to. And everybody, oh, you're just trying to pin it all on the Democrats. I'm sure everybody has issues. We talked about the day we did the Pornhub research that it's conservative states have the most gay views and all that other stuff. So I'm not saying everything's on the Democrats, but it's just information and things you hear. I heard a lot of people involved in that Hillary campaign that there was a lot of sex magic and a lot of shit going on that they were practicing within that campaign. And then you kind of hear the ties of the Clintons to this guy, and Bill Clinton has flown on this guy's jet like 4 or 6 times, something like that. You know, I'm sure that there was massages and things going on there. I'm sure that there was some other ties going on there. Like, do you believe that's a thing that's kind of prominent in a lot of politics, or do you think that, you know, they're just, do you think more politicians engage in this behavior or fewer? Do you think it's a significant number or just a few of these people?
Personally, I think it's pretty much all of them if they've gotten to the level of being in Washington, D.C., because they've taken an oath and a vow to serve Colombia. So anybody that gets to that level, and some that know the secrets of the craft on the lower levels that are still representing in their state, still located in their state, they know what they got to do to get there. But anybody that's in D.C., I believe, engages in that type of shit. That's the shit they do. Right. I mean, you got left wing out there, but you know the Bushes are Bohemian Grove, you know, regulars. They're part of the foundation of that, and so it's not limited to one political party or the other. And the problem.
Hold on a second, I'm losing you a little bit there. I don't know if you're still there. Hold on, I'm losing you. Kind of fading out. I can't hear you as much. You still there?
Fuck about you, me, black, white, brown. They don't give a fuck about none of them.
I know you kind of lost you a bit there after you were talking about Bohemian Grove. I kind of lost you. You kind of saying left wing, right wing, and something about the Bushes, and then it was kind of fading out a little bit. I'm not sure if you're still there or not.
Can you hear me, Honcho?
Okay, now I can hear you. Yeah, it was fading out like after you were talking about the you were talking about the left wing, right wing, and the Bushes in Bohemian Grove. Then I kind of lost you, kind of after that.
Yeah, my phone tried to connect to a different Bluetooth. My bad. But yeah, what I was saying is, everybody at that level is gonna partake in that type of fuckery because they have to have something to be blackmailed with. They have to get down or lay down. So all of them get with the program. And what I was saying is the reason why people will say, oh, it's just these people, or oh no, it's the Republicans, it's the Democrats, is because they have an identity that's tied to their political party. And so they don't want to admit that the people that they pretty much worship, like Donald Trump supporters worship that man. And the people that worship him, they don't want to open up their mouth to say, well, yeah, Donald Trump's nasty too. And so is in all the rest of the politicians that are able to get to that level.
All right, I think we're back. All right.
We're back.
I think we're back. Refresh. All right, yeah, okay. I think we're back. And so, but my thoughts on like Donald Trump and all of them, I think everybody has some sort of involvement in something. I think when you're a member of exclusive clubs and things like, you're going to do quote unquote exclusive things. I don't put anything past anybody, but at the same time, I won't assume anything about anybody until I see proof. But I do believe that most people who are in positions of power, they have ties, they have involvement in things that, you know, hey, if you have a certain level of esoteric knowledge or information, well, we got to make sure that you don't go around telling any and everybody this information. So we have to have, like you said, something on you to prevent you from just, going all willy-nilly and saying, well, this person's doing that, this person's doing that. Well, guess what? You were involved in it too, so what did you do? And you're just as bad as those people. And I think that keeps a lot of people from talking about some of these things that are going on.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying is they all have to do something to get with the programs. Because if you notice, it's never a coincidence whenever they leak something about somebody. They just put a code red out on them, and that's all the way from Hollywood to Washington, D.C. So if you ever see a secret get leaked about somebody, it's because they made a fuss or they did something.
I think I lost you again. Hello, hello. You still there? Toxic femininity? I'm gonna hang up there, but I think I lost him. But man, overall, I think it was a pretty good call. It's a very interesting thing that Peter Pan thing. I definitely want to check out. But shout out to Toxic Femininity. I believe it was his first time caller, and it was interesting. But yeah, you know, I don't know, has the den become is this a conspiracy den? Is that where we're going now? I'm still trying to figure out the identity of the den. I think I think people like talking about the controversies. So I think that's where it gets really interesting. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Man, it's your boy Roman.
All right, Roman, what's on your mind, man? What would you like to discuss tonight? Well, how do you feel on the topic tonight?
Man, let me tell you something, Honcho. It's two things that we talk about in the den that I love: music and conspiracy theory. So, because I'm not a full conspiracy theorist, but I believe something go down. And this is definitely, I do believe, kind of like with the last call. The last call was hitting on point, and man, he shocked me about that Peter Pan. I can't look at Peter Pan the same, but when you broke it down, it makes sense, you know? But, because when you do look at Peter Pan, I do know that the boys, when they grew up, tried to leave them, because Peter Pan never grows up. When they try to leave, you know, Peter Pan gets pissed and kills them. So it makes sense that, you know, I didn't know that, man. That's shocking. But let me tell you something, Honcho. When you get into anything with influence, they're going to come at you. You know, I know people always use the name, well, you know, it's the Illuminati. You get what I mean? No. I believe there's a group that controls everything, that has a big higher power and it runs everything? Yeah, is it called the Illuminati? Most likely not. So, but I do think there's higher powers that run and kind of control everything like a puppet. You get what I mean? Kind of has strings to how everything is supposed to be run. I think it's multiple among people. I think it's in entertainment, and in entertainment, it is in politics, it's in every, I think, thing we know, there's something. You get what I mean? I'll say this, Honcho. When they start to attack you, when you become the focus of anything, is when you start to gather influence. And what I mean by gather influence, I mean, it can go to music, when people start to like you, you know, and your music grows and grows and grows. It can become from being a politician, and your views get widely seen by millions of people, and you start to have a gathering. You know, the thing is, you start to be put, and I call it the watch list. They watch you. When they see your numbers went from 10,000, let's say 100,000, right, to 300,000, you've been watched because you went up a massive increase. Your numbers is going up, like slowly or going down. You ain't doing nothing. But you're going up higher, and you're getting talked about. And with the age of social media, you getting posted, you're getting tagged, you're getting seen more. Your music is on YouTube, is getting blown, or your video as a politician is getting seen on YouTube, or just any form of social media. You're on the watch list because they start to realize, how can we use this person to push our agenda? How can this person become the person to fill our agenda with just a mask on? You get what I mean? I'll say this, Honcho, and this hurts me to say this, because, it's some artists I like. It is. It's some, I mean, everybody loves music. But you gotta realize, everybody has a big name in Hollywood, and when that comes up, your favorite actor, your favorite singer, your favorite anything, has done something to get them to that level. It's no way they're that big. And they have, or have a lasting name that is remembered by many. You get what I mean?
No, I get you.
Now, you know, it's no way. It's no way. Oh my God! Like, I've been known for generations. I'm beloved by so many people, and I never did nothing to get to the position I am. Now, I do also believe in this. I got evidence for this. It's when you don't want to conform, or you're tired of what's going on, and you start to realize what really is Hollywood, or really the bullshit of it. They start to play games on your Honcho. I think it becomes, this person is crazy. Good example, Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill wasn't fucking crazy. The thing is, I think she started to realize, man, this game wasn't it. They blackballed her. When she started to realize, man, they do too much. And that's why she only made one album. But you got them, she became a legend off of that one album. You get what I mean? And then, when you start to even look at other people, you start to even look kind of like Britney Spears. Britney Spears was the old American white girl, right? And I don't know when she started shaving her head. I mean, people go into these. Think about it, Hunter. Think of all the people that that start off normal and then have mental breakdowns out of nowhere, or just a sense of change in character. It makes no sense. Well, what I mean by it makes no sense, because it's who they want you to be. They start breaking you down mentally to get to you. You get what I mean? Or they hurt on your character to make you seem like the person you're not. You get what I mean? And it just becomes a big whole fluster of so many things that happen to you. Or this person's this. Man, this person's not worth it. Oh, this person's trash now. But loved by many is not good. I'm just talking, this is the entertainment part of it. That's a huge part of just how it happens. And we talk about political part, it's the same way. It's your influence on who you influence, and what the influence you have on people. But I do think in that, especially in that realm, you're chosen. I think everything, especially in politics, is predicted, don't you? I don't think nothing is just off the bat and just made as it goes. Everything is predicted. Every president was picked, and they knew who was going to be president. You get what I mean? They start their campaign, they're like, that's the person going to win, we're going to make them win. It just happened. Because you went with the sense of power, so it just becomes everything. Huncho, I got to ask you a question real quick.
What you got?
You got Netflix, right, Huncho?
Do I have Netflix?
Yeah, you got Netflix, right?
Yeah, for a little while longer before they go too far.
Well, it's just new miniseries on Netflix. I want you to watch it. I think you'll like it. It's called The Family, and it's just like some new miniseries. It's like 5 episodes, each like 45 some minutes long, and it's good. It's good because it's about this guy, man, and how he said he was brought into this kind of like. It was really kind of like a cult. It's not a cult, but it's really, they call it a sorority, kind of like a sorority, like a college sorority or something. But what they preach, they technically preach about God and Jesus, but this is what makes them eerie and weird. They only pick parts from certain parts in the Bible. They literally created a different type of Bible and just called it Jesus. Now, not the Bible, just Jesus, right? But they pray to God, right? But this is the kick about the miniseries, Honcho. They also idolize people like Hitler. They idolize people like Stalin. They idolize people like, you get what I mean? They don't follow the same principles of what a Christian would follow. So it's a weird show, but it ties into politics because it's about so much of these influence in these people who was in politics. I forgot the name now. I think his name was Mike Wolf, if I'm correct. I'll tell you this, Hunter. This man was in the picture with Jimmy Carter. He was in the picture with Jimmy Carter. He was in the picture with what's his name? Nixon. He's in picture with Kennedy. I mean, multiple presidents. This man, he's always been like a behind the figure that shows you. I mean, it's so many secret puppets who run Hollywood, especially who run Washington D.C. and run the government in general. It ain't the president. The president's the figurehead of everything. It's really the masterminds behind it that runs everything, man. Man, let me tell you, the world's a crazy place. I know some people think our conspiracy theories are all over the place and it don't make sense. But man, you guys sometimes gotta believe in the unknown, in my opinion. You know, 'cause everything is not as shiny as you seem, man. But let me get off this line, man. I've been talking too long.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that little thing though about the family that you're talking about. I saw that it looked semi-interesting, but I really just gotta bring myself to watch some stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it looks interesting. I'm not gonna watch it. That's kind of my way of operating, but that's interesting. I may actually take a look into it to see what's going on with that, but I definitely know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Honcho, man, if you got time, man, give it a shot, man. I'm at like episode like 3 or something, but it's a good show, man. I think it might change your perspective or make you look at politicians a lot different, man. It wasn't a Democratic thing or it wasn't a Republican thing. It was all of them come together and believing in this this idolize or this thing they call God. You know, it's weird, man, but it's a good show. But that's my call, man.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Roman.
Man, anytime.
All right. All right. For those of you who are calling in, I always take the next caller after I hang up with them, so I don't hang up on people to take the other call. We may take one more call. I know I started a little bit late, but I said I'm going to go about an hour and 30 minutes tonight, depending on, whether the next call is. So the next call may most likely be the last call. But I find this topic extremely interesting tonight, and a lot of craziness going on. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey there, Honcho. Hey, New York John here. How you doing, Honcho?
No, I don't think it's a New York job. But I'm doing well.
Let me tell you something, Honcho. I just wanted to say one thing, because, it's New York fucking John here. And, living in New York City, I eat a lot of New York fucking pizza. I eat New York steaks. But I was listening to the Den the other day, and there was some asshole who called up on your show. His name was Professor Trill. Hey, what the fuck is a trill? You fucking asshole! What the fuck is a god trill? You talking shit about New York John? Fuck you, you fucking asshole! Oh, fuck. No, I'm joking. That's a lame joke. I better acknowledge it right now before fucking New York John sues me. No, this is actually Bretto. Brett motherfucking, oh god damn it. Honcho, you like that or what?
That's a good one, Bretto, man. How's it been, Bretto? It's been a bit since we've chatted up. How are you feeling about this whole situation? Do you blame this one on the government?
I'm sorry. Hold on, Honcho. I'm going to try to put you on. Okay. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one more time, Honcho?
I said it's been a minute since you called, Bretto. With this Jeffrey Epstein situation, would you blame this one on the government?
Of course it's the fucking government, bro. That's why I'm calling you. And you know what? I apologize, Honcho. I haven't called enough. I've been so busy recently because I save. I'm a tight fucking piece of shit. Like, I save all my money, and I recently quit my job, so I've been unemployed. But I have like fucking 12 G's in the bank, But so I've been saving up my money. But recently I've just been fucking around, and now it's time to get a job again because I've been working at the same place. I'm not going to name the place, but that's why I haven't been on here. But anyways, Honcho, man, like, I fucking love you, man. You the shit, bro. You the fucking shit, man. But Jeffrey Epstein, anyways, do you mind saying something? I need to have a drink.
while we're getting this talk on, because I got a lot to say about Jeffrey Epstein. What do you got to say, Honcho? This is your show. I want to be talking the whole fucking time. I might as well have a drink.
All right, well, you take your sip of your beverage. My thing with Jeffrey Epstein is that the man is dead, so you know what he's done. It doesn't vindicate anything. But my concern with this whole situation is the names, the pieces around it, the people around it. Will there be any justice? Will any of these young girls who were involved in any of these situations come forward? Do you think that people may have put them in positions where they're doing all right? Do you think they may have been embarrassed for their situation?
A lot of them are dead.
Mm.
A lot of these fucking kids are dead, man. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, because the thing is, Honcho, they're kidnapping kids to be using in not only sex trafficking. Those are the weaker ones. But the stronger ones, the more pure ones, those are for human sacrifice. The virgins, oh yeah. That shit's still going on, but you best believe it, bro. And, I mean, me and you don't know because we're not participating in it. Well, I mean, yes. But, you know, certain things that are going on here, man, it actually brings life to Pizzagate. Have you ever heard of the Pizzagate conspiracy, Honcho?
Yeah, I know a lot of people trying to flush that down as some BS. I heard bits and pieces. I didn't look really deep into it, but I heard some things surrounding it.
I'm sorry. What was that again, Honcho?
I said I heard bits and pieces about it, but I didn't look really deep into it when it was kind of in the news. But
well, basically, what the conspiracy is about, and it's true. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's true, except I'm not saying that. Basically, what they're saying is kids are getting kidnapped, right? Like really young, like anywhere between infants to whatever, 7, 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds. And basically, what happens is they get kidnapped by these people. They get molested, raped, tortured for so many years that by the time they're adults, when they're in their 20s, they've become accustomed to being raped and molested. So they start to do that to others because they get rewarded for that. Like they start to, you know, rape and they start to kidnap other kids. They kidnap other kids. So basically, kidnapped kids are kidnapped, raped, tortured, molested for so many years until they're not wanted anymore because they're not kids, they're adults. They start to kidnap other kids and bring them into this lifestyle. They kidnap kids, so the kidnapped kids start to kidnap other kids when they become adults. They kidnap kids, bring them into this lifestyle, and then they just repeat the cycle over and over and over again. They molest these kids, they traffic them, they sell them for sex for the rich and the wealthy, just like Epstein. This is definitely going on. You know, it's a very creepy thing, but I mean, it goes all the way up to the White House. There's been several documentaries based on this, but a lot of the people that make documentaries, Honcho, surprisingly, guess what? They end up fucking dead. They're fucking dead. Oh, you get what I'm saying?
Oh, that's tough, man.
There is a reason to silence these people because they're controlled by the fucking elites. And it's so funny to me. I mean, not funny, but irritating to me at the same time. You go on the internet, and recently I found an article by the Los Angeles Times that said, it's, what was it? It was something like, I'm sorry, there's so many articles, I might get them confused. I apologize for that. But there was a Los Angeles Times article stating that, you know, maybe he didn't, they tried to say, the headline was, what was it? It was, forget the conspiracy theories, Jeffrey Epstein had a reason to kill himself. Reasons here. But my reason is, Honcho, is I agree Jeffrey Epstein did have a reason to kill himself because he wouldn't have gotten out of prison. He wouldn't, because he's an old man. He would have been there till he died.
Yeah.
We can all agree on that. But, here's the big fucking but to everybody here that just think he killed himself. That's stupid. It's fucking bullshit. Here's the but, okay?
I like big butts and I cannot.
I know Jeffrey Epstein is a pedophile and all. I agree that he would have served the rest of his time in jail. But here's the big but. He had connections to so many powerful people, all like in Hollywood and government, like Bill Gates, Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, the Clintons, Naomi Campbell. She must be into little boys too, or little girls too. A bunch of Chris Tucker from Friday.
Yeah.
You know, he's involved. Yeah. I mean, it's a shit ton of people. Anyhow, basically all these people are involved in it. So there's no way. Anyways, sorry, I'm kind of. What was I talking about again, Honcho? I'm sorry, I had a few drinks.
We're talking about Epstein and the big butt, why he wouldn't have killed himself, even though LA Times was saying he had so many reasons to kill himself.
Oh, yeah. He, there's just no way that he would have just done that. Because he had so many people that wanted him dead. So many, anyways, basically what I was saying is, now I remember. He like most pedophiles or whatever, if they're gonna, like, let's say, okay, well, you're looking at life in prison, okay. He had, like, people will say he killed himself because he was looking at life in prison. That's not true. He could have got a plea deal. You know that, right, Honcho? Because he could have brought down the fucking Clintons. He could have brought down Trump. He could have brought down fucking Bill Gates. He could have brought down fucking hell of celebrities, dude. Naomi Campbell, like hell of people. You get what I'm saying? He could have got a plea deal to where he would have served little, if any, time in prison. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where, like, people are saying, oh, he committed suicide because he knew he was going to get life. Bullshit! That's a fucking lie. He has so much evidence on other people. I guarantee you he would have got a plea deal to where he would have served to no jail time. Guaranteed, bro. He had so many people that he could have brought down. And to think, like, the situation is just so goddamn suspicious. Like, in a federal fucking prison, they're going to tell you, like, okay, well, you're on suicide watch. I'll bring you to this other jail. Yo, dude, that's some bullshit. Dude, check this out. I got really drunk. I'm not going to say where. But I was arrested for a crime I shouldn't have committed. But I eventually got off because I was not guilty. But anyways, I went to jail. And I was going to kill myself because I was so depressed because I was, arrested for a crime I didn't commit. They sent so many guards to watch me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had guards constantly looking at me. I mean, like I'm saying, like I'm not even going to say the crime, but I was arrested for something. I was eventually found not guilty because I didn't do it. I'm fucking 100% innocent. But anyways, my point is, like, I wanted to kill myself because I figured that I was being framed for a crime because it was such a serious crime, which I'm not going to get into details. But anyhow, like, when I was in jail, there were so many guards constantly watching me that I'm thinking, there's no way in hell Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. There's just no fucking way he was able to pull that shit off. If he was saying he was suicide, there's no way. They're constantly looking at you. There was a guard literally standing right at my door, constantly. And like I said, it was for a stupid crime, and I was never convicted of it. I'm innocent, but I'm just saying, like they thought that I was somebody else. But anyways, like, because I wanted to kill myself because I was so depressed about it. And I told them, I was like, you know what, I don't want to go to jail for something I didn't do. And they knew, like, they had a watch for me. And even there, like, they were saying in the Jeffrey Epstein case, there's no way he would have just been able to just kill himself. Like there was, like I said, but even myself personally, when I was in jail, like, and I really was suicidal, there was a guard constantly watching me. So I find it impossible that somebody would say, "Oh, he's not suicidal. Let's just fucking let him go. Let's walk away." No. We're gonna stay away from the cameras. That's some bullshit, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's some fucking bullshit. And we're not gonna surrender. You know, you fucking assholes in the fucking government think that we just do what we're told. Fuck them. Fuck them. Because we're not gonna surrender. And we're so sick and tired of just being pushed around. You know what's funny though, Honcho? I'm sorry because I'm kind of heated. But you know what's funny to me though, Honcho?
What's that?
Is there was a Twitter hashtag that was trending that was Clinton body count, which made sense because a lot of people thought she was involved or he was involved, whoever.
Yeah.
But anyways, they countered that by saying there's a Trump body count.
Yes.
That's stupid. Okay, all right. Well, maybe he hasn't done that. I don't fucking know. I haven't been paying attention. But you know, it was some fucking bullshit. Because I think that they were just trying to do that to kind of. But anyway. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that people were arguing like they were trying to blame people, like, oh, well, it's the Trumps that were behind it. Or it's the Clintons that are behind it. And nobody's smart enough to fucking understand that the government is controlled by pedophiles. The government is controlled by pedophiles. And you people are so fucking stupid that you're taking political... Like, oh, no, it was Trump that was behind it. No, it was Clinton that was behind it. Now, how about both of you fucking assholes are behind it? There's a fucking video where Donald Trump... You can look this up yourself. In the 1992, fucking Trump invites you. Look it up on YouTube. Look it up right now. Got fucking Donald Trump has fucking what's his name? Jeffrey Epstein at a party at a Mar-a-Lago, and they're all talking about women and shit. And Jeffrey Epstein's all fucking crap. It's a creepy fucking video to watch, bro. But look it up, bro. I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to be a Trump basher. I'm just being straight up, dude. Like, he's controlled opposition. He's fucking controlled opposition. If you really believe it, even if you don't believe in Illuminati, it's true. It's really going on, dude. He's part of it. And it's some fucking bullshit, dude. It's just, the whole fucking thing is just stupid. Everybody's involved. Anyway, I'm ranting, man. What do you got to say, man?
Oh no, I have nothing. Like I say, I believe there are a lot of ties that are questionable. And I was looking at something while you were speaking. They were talking about one of the chicks that was on the island. She's like 31 now, and so they were talking about Bill's presence. He didn't confirm or deny that Clinton was on the island, but that Clinton spent time on that island with 4 young ladies, 2 of which who were Epstein's personal playmates. So I'm pretty sure that Bill has some ties to that. The Trump thing, and again, I find that interesting because I question if, because you talk about they hung out. He said he liked him kind of young. So I think he may have known some stuff. I don't know if I can accuse Trump of participating in it, but I'm sure he knew about it. And I think that once it just got a little too close to home, that's when he kicked him out of that other situation, when he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago because he didn't want to get caught up in his shenanigans. But I wouldn't be surprised if he knew about it beforehand. But I think that there are some politicians that actually got down and dirty. Bill Clinton, I think they said positioned to use it for like 4 weeks, claiming it was for a trip to Africa or some shit like that.
Yeah, he must love them black women, Honcho. You better fucking run, dude.
I'm all right.
Hey, Shannon, you better watch out. He might be a fan of Family Matters, Shannon Jones. I'm sorry. That was the inside joke because, Shannon Jones. What's that chick's name from Family Matters? I already forgot, dude.
The dude from Family Matters?
fucking black chick from Family Matters. Goddamn. Such a forgettable character. I already forgot about who the fuck she was.
That's tough. That is tough.
There was something else I had to tell you, Honcho. But yeah, about the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, man. Honestly, there's rituals that go on. Like you got to study Pizzagate. There's rituals. There's sex. I shouldn't be tired about this kind of shit, but anytime I don't really give a fuck. But there's sex rituals that are involved. A lot of these royal families they're all related. You know that, right? I mean, like all the fucking presidents are related. You know that, right?
Yeah, I heard something like that.
Not only are all the presidents related, but they're related to the fucking British royal family. And the British royal family is related to the ancient Egyptians. So, I mean, it just keeps on going. This fucking royal piece of shit control us. You know? So they think they own us. They think they're beyond us. You know, they never met Bredo, though. So they never met a Honcho. They never met a Bredo. They never met a Shannon Jones. They never met a Rashida. They never met a fucking, what's that fucking asshole? Professor Trill. They never met a fucking Professor Trill. They never met a prepaid Mike. They never met a, what's the dude that's always, the little kid that's always calling, Roman. They never had a fucking Roman. They didn't have them. You know what I mean? They didn't have.
Oh, shit.
You know what we have? They don't have. We have character, Honcho. Character. That's right. You know, we got Shannon Jones, we got Honcho running around, we got fucking Roman, saying it's your boy Roman, we got fucking goddamn Professor Trill, we got fucking New York fucking John, New York and fucking goddamn New York fucking pizza. We got everything. Everything. You know what I mean? And they try to take that away from us like we're nothing. We're going to do it, Honcho. You know what I'm saying?
I believe you. We're going to change the world. We definitely going to change the world. So we're definitely going to change the world. It just takes one den folk at a time.
Oh, yeah, and you know what, Honcho? I got one more thing to say. Good thing I remembered this, because I didn't write any fucking notes today. But they're obviously, like, you even made a video on this. They're grooming our fucking children with this shit, Honcho.
Oh, my God, Bredo. You remember, I'm going to talk about something after this call that makes me fucking disgusted, man. That makes me, man. All right, but I'm glad you said it, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, what was that, Honcho? My phone's kind of breaking out.
No, it's something you said something that reminded me of something I need to speak on after this call, and that just reminded me of something I saw that made me fucking disgusted, and I said I was going to talk about it tonight.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got to talk about this, Honcho, because I'm sorry for bringing this up, but I had a few drinks. But what was the last thing I talked about? I could hammer it or I need notes. Just because I knew it had to do with the next thing I was going to talk about. Talking about.
I think we were talking about Pizzagate and some other things. I lost my train of thought after you said something because it was just it brought back a bunch of.
Oh, I know what I was going to tell you, Honcho. Do you know how they're fucking pushing little kids into modeling and shit? Like, I mean, I know there's already little kids in modeling, but I mean, when you see TV ads is the creepy thing. And my mom was even telling me this. She was like, because there was some supermodel that was wearing like lingerie that's like 13. And mom's like, hey, you know, she's only 13, right? And I was like, what? The fuck is a goddamn 13-year-old doing wearing lingerie in a fucking commercial, dude? It's appeasing to the pedophile generation. They fucking want to rape and molest our fucking kids, Honcho. They want them fucking dead. They want to molest him. They want to touch him. And you know what? I'm saying, fuck you! You want to go to war? Okay, come on, let's go to war. I think you want to fucking war. Come on, come on. Just like fucking Tony Montana. Take them all to fucking war. Get what I'm saying, Honcho?
I believe it. I believe it.
You know what, Honcho? You the fucking shit, bro. I haven't called you up since back in the day, bro. But I've been meaning to. I've been meaning to. You know what, Honcho? You know what, Honcho? We're gonna fucking win. You know what I'm doing right now? Oh shit. I was jumping on my couch. My cushions fell off. But I was jumping on it because I'm so happy. You know what I mean? Like we can run around and fucking just, we can do anything, Honcho. There is no surrendering. There is no, we're not going to stop. We're not. Are you going to stop, Honcho? Because I'm not.
No way. Just get started.
Hell yeah. Hey, Honcho, I love you, man. But wait. Before I go.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to chug this beer.
Shotgun it. You gotta take it.
You know what? I'm going to take a hit. I'm going to take a hit right here. And this is for New York fucking John here. For New York John, for what's the goddamn trillinator motherfucker. This is for you sons of bitches. I'm lighting it up for you because I love you. You better we such. I really do. All right. Honcho, man. Honcho. You know I love you, right?
Oh man, brother, I appreciate that love. We the den.
I love you, and you know what? I love Professor Trill. I love that fucking New York John. You fucking asshole. You better fucking not surrender. You fucking asshole. Sorry, I get drunk in the news because I used to take an acting class, so I was good at like doing New York accents and shit. Yeah. You guys, I love you all. Bye-bye.
Oh, now I actually took this call. I didn't mean to take it. What's the motherfucking deal? We got on the deadline, man. I don't know if they're still there. It might have hung up. I had on hold for a really long time. All right, I didn't necessarily intend to take the call, but I said Brendo was going to be the last call, so I apologize to whoever I had on hold for a significant amount of time. It wasn't my intention, but we're gonna wrap it up on the Brendo call. Lockbert, I gotta give you like 5,000 pistachios for that. That shit was fucking hilarious. That shit was fucking funny as shit. That's a tough act to follow. That shit was fucking hilarious. If you missed the joke, Lockbert says that New York John is an accountant. Brendo's New York John is a longshoreman. That is now I want to talk about something real quick, man. And I tell y'all, man, I don't give a shit about fucking adults and what adults do. If they do stupid shit, fuck them. You know, it's their own fucking fault. I don't know who I'm finna blame. I don't know who I'm finna get upset with right now. But I saw something. You know, like Twitter's my favorite of the social medias. Like Facebook is cool. It's just kind of a weird thing now. Twitter, you know, people get to microblog, I guess, just express their thoughts shortly. I post a lot of random stuff, but you find a lot of good information on Twitter, depending on who you're following. There's a lot of bullshit out there too. I came across this video, and I want to know who the parents of this child are. I know for a fact that this child has no father in her life. I know for a fact this kid has no father in her life. Her mom was a piece of shit whore. I don't know her mom. Her mother's a piece of shit whore because this kid could not have been older than 9, 10 years old, man. Like couldn't have been that old. Like could not have been that fucking old. And the shit made me fucking disgusted, and it made me like, niggas. I'm like, y'all can say what y'all want to say about Danny Man, but I agree with a lot of shit Danny Man says. I was talking to my old lady today about, can't fucking stand niggas, man. I used to be a nigga. I still got niggas ways. I said it earlier this morning when I was talking to Professor Trill. Nobody's gonna be perfect. You're still gonna have behaviors that are a certain way. But it's certain shit you just can't fucking accept. This little bitch, I don't even want to call her a little bitch. I mean, she's gonna grow up to be a fucking whore. I mean, it is what it is. She's already basically a fucking whore. At 9, 10 years old. And I hate to say it. And it sounds so vile to say. But this is from the shit that you get from watching these. Y'all sit here and y'all argue with me. Oh, well, music doesn't impact me. It's not about y'all. And that's what I get mad about. Well, I don't do this. It's the fucking 9, 10, the fucking little kids whose moms listen to this shit. And yeah, your mom may know better, but these kids don't fucking know any better. And this is what I'm saying, because especially when they argue with the women folk in the den, well, it didn't make me do. It's not about you. It does have an impact on fucking society. You're grown. If you letting these things impact you now, the shit you listened to when you were young had an impact on your actions. You may not have realized it, just like when I always argue with Kenneth about him not realizing it. This little motherfucker is basically giving us striptease without necessarily stripping. It looks like at the schoolyard. She dancing all on this little kid. I told you the other time I went to the fucking strip club and saw the fucking worst librarian stripper ever. She looked like she was on Xanax or something. Terrible. Could not fucking move. This little kid was whining and finessing, and the little motherfucker had like some Daisy Dukes on and shit. Dancing all on this little nigga, basically, I mean, without be standing up. I guess you wouldn't call it a lap dance. But doing all this fucking shit and this little music in the background, I don't know who the fuck recorded the shit. They need their fucking ass whooped. She needs her fucking ass beat. The fucking little boy need his ass beat. Like, and then kissing them all in the mouth and shit. Little fucking kids. But you know where they get this shit from? They get this from these shitty ass Cardi B's. They get it from these shitty ass Minaj and all these motherfuckers who it may be entertainment, and adults may realize, oh, this is just entertainment. It's just entertainment. The fucking kids don't know that. Especially when, as black folks, we idolize these fucking shitty ass entertainers. I cannot fucking say. This is the shit that gets me fucking pissed off. This is why I say, like, when I drop random names of people in here, and it's not to say anything about y'all. It's a lot of intelligent folks in the den. We got a few ratchet folks in the den, but I still love y'all too. And I'm like, who is that? Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? Just like adults that don't know it, these kids don't fucking know it, who they look up to, the fucking Beyoncés, anybody who's entertaining, dancing, singing, spinning around on the fucking TV, rapping and doing all this other fucking shit. Looking up to these video whores and all this other shit. You're a grown man, enjoy that shit. This is not shit that kids should be looking at. You're a grown individual, fine, look at that, love that shit. And this shit got me so fucking mad, like, I literally wanted to vomit in my mouth. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I was hoping like it was like a joke and somebody was gonna come snatch her ass up and beat her ass for being too fast or something. Like, this is why I say, even if it's not school time, the little one, hey, your shorts, fingertip length, always. I don't care what these little motherfuckers around here be wearing. I don't care what their parents let them wear. These are the motherfuckers that get snatched up and end up getting into shit. I don't care what the fuck you think about, or you think I'm gonna be in a disciplinarian or strict or whatever. It ain't no fucking Daisy Dukes. If it's old shorts that don't fit no more, them hoes getting thrown away, you're gonna find something else to fucking wear. The shit makes me sick. Now, you may say it's a double standard, because Honcho, you say you love it because you love, seeing all the ass, and when you be going out about it, you be talking about it. Yeah, they're fucking grown. These are grown fucking women that I'm looking at. You do whatever the fuck you want to when you're grown. But these are little fucking kids that don't know no fucking better. And then when they end up fucking pregnant, when they end up this, that, and the third, and you're wondering, you're looking for somebody else to blame the fucking problem on. Is this her no good ass? Because you cannot have, or if the dad is around, he's not, I don't know what the fuck it is, but there's no way a man is in this child's life and she's behaving like that at fucking school. The little motherfucker will get locked up and thrown in the fucking closet. Forever. Like, if y'all saw this shit, you would be like, what the fuck am I saying? Like, I thought somebody would snatch a little fast ass. And the thing about it that made me the most mad, because it was black folks retweeting this shit. And I go through the retweets, I go through the comments. And motherfuckers wasn't talking about how bad this shit was. Motherfuckers wasn't talking about, oh, this is sad. That's probably my little, that's gonna be my little fast ass daughter on somebody's son. That shit ain't fucking funny. This shit is fucking disgusting. We encourage this shitty ass fucking behavior. And we perpetuate this shit. That ain't no mystery white guy coming in and playing with the puppet strings and making motherfuckers. This is the fucking behavior that we encourage. This is the shit that I get mad about. This is the shit that makes me sick because it starts at home with your fucking family. And people don't give a fuck about that shit anymore. People don't give a fuck about having standards for their fucking family anymore. I don't physically punish the little one. I don't. It's not my kids do that too. We'll get creative. We'll do standards and all that other stuff. I wish I would see some shit like that. I'm gonna snatch your motherfucking ass up. I'm gonna snatch that little nigga up. And I'm gonna tell him, call your motherfucking daddy so I can beat that nigga bitch ass. And every time I see your motherfucking ass, I'm gonna go to your house and beat your daddy motherfucking ass. But see, I'm not worried about that. Because I know one thing, the little one will not be introduced to that behavior. Not in my household, not in the association that we have, that we will allow around. Now, when you're in school, there's just certain things you can't fucking do. But she will not be associating with people like that after school. That whatever venues and whatever things, like, it's just like, there will be a measure on who you will feel like. When you're 18, do whatever the fuck you want to. Can't stop you there. But I'll be goddamn, like, that shit made me so fucking disgusted. Like, I watched, like, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, well, I know it's gonna be a reasonable amount of backlash. It might have been 80% supporting that shit to 20% backlash. And so that just lets me know. So we can sit here and talk about all these rich people and these politicians and all the people who got money being sick perverts. There's a lot of fucking sick perverts encouraging that shit. Women cheering that shit on because they think it's okay. It's a woman is right to her body is to do whatever she wants to. People who think that these kids, young as fucking D-Wade's little kid coming out gay and all that shit, like, what the fuck? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. It's too young for that. And then the people who are promoting it are just as fucking sick. The shit makes me fucking disgusting, man. Like, I don't know, man. And the shit, like, it just, I lose hope. And that's why I say, man, I say what I say. It's time for it's time for the second segregation. And what I mean by that is, black folks, it's time to disassociate from the nigga shit. If your associations or people who participate in 55% or more of niggerish shit, you need to leave them motherfuckers where it's at. You need to leave them where they at. Fuck them. They too far gone. They'll figure it out on their own. They can catch up. But if the majority of your behavior is on some just dumbass shit, stop fucking with these people. Stop fucking with these people. I don't care how cool. I don't care if you grew up. I don't care if they're in your fucking. They fucking. Because we will never do better as a culture, as a race of people, or as a society as a whole. When you're dragging along the trash, when you're dragging along dead weight and trying to justify the actions of dead weight, fuck them. I don't care who feels whatever they feel about what I'm saying. That's how I fucking honestly believe. And I say this learning because I had to learn, because I did a bunch of things, and I still do, but I wouldn't even when I was out there doing tomfoolery and goofy shit, there was still always a logic and a certain standard that was upheld on certain shit. Certain shit was just not acceptable. And all that shit is going out the window. This shit is disgusting. I see these motherfuckers making these baby clothes, and I forgot who was promoting this shit on Instagram. Fucking look, your fucking kid is a kid. Quit trying to make your fucking little kids a fucking 2-3-year-old baby clothes, bearing midriffs and doing all this. I'm like, what the fuck? Who thinks this shit is cool? And these niggas that's wearing this shit. And I'm not saying white people. I don't know what white people do. I don't really keep tabs on white folks like that. I gotta put some GPS trackers on the white people, see what they got going on. But I can't change their lives. I can't change what they do. But the people that I don't say I represent, but that I'm going to be connected to, affiliated, tied with, because this is what I am. I can't, like Leopard can't change the spots. I can't go get the Reveal logo. I'm not going to cake soap like Sammy Sosa. The shit makes me fucking sick, and I'm super selective. Like, we can be cool, we can be real cool, but if you engage in a certain level, we're not going to be friends. We're not going to be like, you on that other shit, hey, I see you in passing, I don't hate you, but I'm not fucking with you. We can't do business, we can't rock, we can't do nothing. Like, your mentality is too dumb. I can't associate myself with that shit. So, I mean, that shit just had me. I'm telling you, like, I wanted to get the video and show, but I'm like, I'm not gonna show it because this shit, just seeing the shit, 'cause like I said, I'm hoping that somebody's finna be funny. I'm hoping somebody's finna come and snatch their motherfucking ass up and whoop their ass. I felt disgusted watching the shit. Like I literally felt disgusted watching. Like I wouldn't watch it again. Like it was just, I'm like, what the fuck did I just see? Like I was really thinking, okay, somebody finna get snatched up and get their ass whooped. Like, and it's finna be something funny. This motherfucker was basically doing a striptease without necessarily stripping. It looked like they had like school uniforms on. But apparently she had, I don't know where the rest of it, because he looked like he had a school uniform on. They had like the little black shoes. They both had the white shirts. But this little motherfucker had some goddamn Daisy Dukes on. Could not have been at the most 11. And I'm fucking disgusted. Like, I'm mad that I saw the fucking shit. I'm really mad that I saw the shit. And it just, I hate it. Because ain't nobody to blame for that. Ain't no magic, like I said, ain't no motherfucker come from outside the side and say, well, we're gonna get their asses now. That's the way this motherfucker is raised in his family. That's why you got so many of these fast ass fucking kids doing what they're doing now. And the shit is fucking, it really had me feeling fucked up last night. But anyway. Yeah, I ain't with the weave shit either. Like, I'm not with the weave. I'm not with none of that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about it. Like, again, all natural. I got dreads. My old lady got dreads. The little one, she don't want dreads, but all her hair is hers. You know what I'm saying? She got me mad thinking about it. But then, I fucks with y'all, man. I think y'all are awesome people, even though I said I was not going to go the full 2 hours, still, end up with a little bit longer. Let's get the proper protocol and get things in action. I got a little bit more I need to work on tonight. I'm stirring up some, man, until I got some new flavor, just a whole new vibe. I've been telling y'all, I've been changing the flavor for the sauce for a while. It's getting into that time of the season, so if you fuck with sauce sports, I'm going to have some new short video content. I'm going to have some new heat. People thinking they going to take my throne. I think not. If you ain't sauce affiliated, you ain't really made it. You know what I'm saying? And everything else, man, like I said, I'm finna show y'all why this needs to be done. I fuck with y'all, man. I fuck with y'all. Those of you who fuck with me. If you don't like what I'm talking about, I still like you. It's all good. You know, I'm your host at Honcho. And I agree with you with that, Ms. Bell. I think a lot of it is just a lower class mentality. Who posted that video in the den tonight where the whole white family beat that black dude up, the fucking dog jumped in too? Like, how did daddy still get bloodied up? Like, all y'all motherfuckers jumping. I'm telling y'all, like, look, that situation, y'all would have lost a few limbs off that family tree fucking with me. It'd have been a bad situation. Anyway, let's get to it, man. If you want to support the channel, man, you can go to, I made the URLs easier to remember. If you want to donate, you go to denjamins.com. It's going to take you to the Streamlabs link, the same old, but it's just easy to remember Denjamins. Hey, I want to drop some Denjamins, go to denjamins.com. If you want to support the channel, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Dan the Man, been showing love today. Shout out to Jess Sarah. I believe we go live yesterday, the other evening. And like I said, I appreciate the support. Weekdays, 1 p.m. Central Time, you know what I'm saying? Man, don't even think about watching no makeup tutorials and no shit. I mean, look, you better get on with the get on. I'm telling y'all, man, it's a crazy world we live in. Guard your family, protect you and yours. That's the best thing you can do. Nightly, 10 p.m. Central Time, man. I will be on time from here on out. Went and had some time with the old lady there. She hit a milestone, and so we went and celebrated the milestone, and so it just had some good stuff going on. This was my first time going to, I'm an ass clown because I went to a steakhouse and didn't order steak, but went to Longhorn. This was my first time going to Longhorn, I think. Longhorn Steakhouse. Food was really good though. It was really good. Had a great waitress. Waitress was great. Make sure you're following Den Show Live on Twitter. I'm gonna start getting more active on Twitter. Like I said, I'm working on a social media schedule to be more prolific on my social medias, and how I operate with that. Like I said, I'm still trying to discover what exactly the den is. I think the den is just gonna be a rant room. No, I don't think it's quite that, but we'll figure it all out. Den Show Live on Facebook, man. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you follow it on Facebook. Like the Facebook page. Make sure you come join the Facebook group. Link is in the description below. Also, same game, same name. Den Show Live on Instagram. Make sure you check it out. Saturday, be a part of the live podcast. You can listen at Den Show Podcast. So what you got to do is go now to denshowpodcast.com. Make sure you're following, or you may have signed up for the account. Make sure you're following the Den Show Podcast, or you can listen on iTunes or Google Play or all the services on Spotify. But the thing about why you got to go to Den Show Podcast and sign up there is because the live podcast also has a live chat. So if you want to be a part of that chat, no, there's no pistachios in that chat. But those of you who do participate, I will retroactively hook y'all up with some pistachios for, just fucking with the different platforms that, shows that y'all really rocking with it. So I sincerely appreciate that. If you want to go get you a Honcho's My Homie shirt, that's unfortunate, a Den Folk shirt, the definition of Den Folk, whatever it may be, go to Den Show Shop, get you some merch, for the Den. Tell your friends about the Den. I'm going to be honest, I don't think the tube promotes some of the stuff that I speak on too often, but it's all good. And again, for those of you who want to pledge to the channel on a monthly basis, you can go to denfolk.com. That's the easiest way to remember, instead of sending y'all through all these long ass links and names. I just try to make it simpler by shortening up with the domain. So you go to denfolk.com if you want to make a monthly pledge to the channel. Shout out to everybody who is supporting monthly. I sincerely appreciate y'all. And as I start dropping some short content come up here in the next few days, y'all definitely be getting some credit and some love for all of your support, man. I sincerely appreciate y'all. But everybody, I appreciate everybody. Look, everybody ain't got it, everybody ain't eating like that, and so don't think that just because you support, monetarily, or you don't, or, the fact that you take time. I tell y'all about time being the greatest asset, the one asset that you can never reclaim, and the fact that y'all take the time just to come and rock with the Den, man, I appreciate that more than anything. It lets me know that this platform, what we got going on here, is worthwhile, man. So each and every one of y'all, shout out to Shannon and her award. Make sure you get your votes in for the biggest chat troll. Is it the best chat troll, biggest chat troll, favorite chat troll? I mean, the biggest chat troll. I mean, I guess it could be your favorite or whatever. Make sure you get your votes in for that. If I don't confirm it, if you did it in the chat, I didn't confirm it, we say, hey, I got you. Then, you may have to repeat it, but I definitely got, I put the wrong name. I put that person's name under their vote. Let me make sure I justify that. I got the ones who hit the text line. I got your votes, and I got a couple other folks vote. Bro Lee, I got you. But I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, and so y'all just be cool like y'all be cool. No, the lag just does what it wants. The lag does whatever it wants to, whenever it wants to, and it just I can't stop it. All right, toxic femininity. I'm confirming your vote for Big M. He's somewhere in my top 100 favorite Mexicans. Like probably somewhere under there's probably a few slots under Danny Trejo somewhere. Nah, Big M's all right in my book. Look, man, don't be taking me too serious. Everything is jokes, okay? Jokes and jokes. But I fuck with y'all. I appreciate that, Didi. Again, thank you. But again, man, I fuck with y'all, man. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. And you say the dude's on the bottom of your list. Oh, well, if that's the case, well, back to the bottom. He was at the bottom. He was like my least favorite. Then I moved him up a couple of slots. Well, I guess he was right where he belonged. All right, so here's my deal, man. I appreciate everybody who called in tonight, and just everybody who participated in the chat conversation. But it's time to slide out. Where's DeMarkey? Look, see, this is why I don't do shit for niggas, man. Because DeMarkey complained more than anybody, right? DeMarkey complained more than anybody about the outro. And I went and fixed the fucking outro for him, and his ass ain't even showing. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't do shit for niggas. Anyway, guard your nuts, because Sweet Berry's somewhere in the vicinity. She gonna get you for your shit. But I appreciate all of y'all, man. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I'll catch y'all at 1 p.m. tomorrow. I'm out.